I mean, look at different countries. Like all of them are coming up with different sort of NDCs. They have the different priorities and all. And there is, like, when we talk about India as a whole, there has been, I would say, humongous criticism when it comes to India's NDC and commitment, because India is all again the third largest emitter. China is the first largest emitter, and but then again, like, when you look at the data, we already we know that cumulative emissions, when we look at the cumulative emission, when we look at, which has to be taken into account, because the reason why developed countries are developed countries is because they have done it on the backs of industrialization fueled by resources exploitation and emissions, correct? And but right now, when we see at these multilateral forums, most of the developed countries, they are not willing to have that debate. They are not willing to, like, even though they would they want to have those panels or sessions on just transition, but they are not willing to have that debate whether you talk about emissions as a cumulative emission, historic emission as a whole. Because when you bring that, then you see the real picture, and that is ugly, and that puts developed countries in a spot where they don't really want to go. And that has been the sort of disparity, that has been the real fight between developed and developing nations. So from your observations, you've been in several negotiation rooms, you have seen several debates, what the Indian delegation is saying, what the other delegations are saying. So from that, just give us a snippet of what so far have you observed on that ground, and what do you think of that, and how it would likely be folding out.
Right. Sure. That's a multi-layered, loaded question, and I really appreciate it. I will actually begin by just distilling some thought on this inequity between developed and developing countries. Right, as you say, there's a discrepancy between understanding of cumulative emissions, when will things start from, and how will things move. So there has been a shifting of baselines that has happened. At one point we were looking at emissions at the levels of 90 to 1991. Then we started looking at emissions at the level of 2005, right? US is now considering 2005 emissions. India is considering 2005 emissions. EU at one point was looking at 1990 emissions. In terms of contrast of where you are, how do you map your peaking, how you map
like a
where you are. Like a baseline. Baseline. Now, different countries, both developed and developing, of course, these are all need for high emitters, are choosing baselines that help their climate narrative get strong.
Like a propaganda.
Yeah. Less on propaganda, but more to suit their climate economics, their climate calculations. If you like
Make
different,
them look better,
yes,
yes.
to make them look better. US has chosen 2005 because 1990 levels were very high. So now they've looked at those, which are not low either, but at least it gives them some comparative relative advantage in aligning their climate calculations and showing that this is how we will move. India has chosen 2005. The EU has been looking at 1990, and there is some discrepancy on that. And the point of shifting baselines is that you are shifting goalposts. Right now, you're looking at net zero 2070, but you're not looking at, or you're looking at net zero 2050, but you're not looking at pre 2020 commitments of how much that has been met, and whether in pre 2020 commitments.
Has been pretty dismal for almost all the countries. No country
Absolutely.
has been on line with their NDCs at all. That was signed during the
Yeah,
Paris Agreement, which is the
yeah.
indented NDC.
Now, absolutely, in the Paris Agreement, there was a huge fight put up by small island developing states that if you say we'll achieve a 2 degrees Celsius, we are gone. We are already submerged. So the Paris Agreement language said that we will aspire, we will aim for 1.5, and we have to definitely limit it. Global warming, the increase in average temperature by 2 degrees. So these are small things that were inserted to create pressure on countries, but there is a huge difference between whether you say a country may or a country shall. Right,
it's a
in terms
verdict,
of
yes.
in terms of the normative value it creates for compliance. Now, coming to your question between countries and their equity, so all the questions that we are looking at, whether a country will choose this or that, it has to be a calculation of micro policy at the basic level. Today, if India has suggested or picked up 2070, it knows that it will have to transition its economy very fast to achieve that high level of decarbonization, but that will mean that you will have to take lots of solutions.